guys, so in this video I will be featuring the current CoC Ice Nova that I'm playing now. It is basically a touch up or an upgrade of the previous CoC version, and this is not Ice Spear, right? This is Ice Nova. This is mainly to focus on mapping. Ice Nova is definitely better for mapping, alright? I didn't play it previously because they actually removed the unique jewel for Frostbolt, and there was some issues here and there, and also because of the changes to evasion and all the armors, it wasn't really quite doing quite well, right? Evasion is not really a good defensive layer, so yeah, here I have basically a much tankier, faster, and just generally a better mapper, alright, compared to all my previous CoC versions. Okay, so I will just go through a quick one, like at a glance, what the build is able to do, what the build is not able to do, and also I will just go through some of the important informations that is crucial for CoC, stuff like your attack speed, cooldown recovery rates, how do you get them, where is the sources, and stuff like that. And then I am going to emphasize yet again, like what are the different perks of the different classes. So I know many people are always asking what is the difference between Assassin, what is the difference between Occultist, Inquisitor, blah blah blah. I'll just go through a quick one before I jump into the POB. And in the POB, then again, I will not go through every single thing. You can always go and take a look at yourself. I will only emphasize on all the crucial portions, like what are the items you can change, what are the items you can upgrade afterwards, min-maxing, skill nodes that you can change, and the rest will be just emphasizing on the nodes. Alright, and then I'll just follow up with a quick gameplay of some of my CoC mapping. You can just probably just give you a feel or showcase on how it actually works, how fast and how good it is in mapping. Alright, so the rest of them, if there's any other questions, you can feel free to comment in the section below, or I would definitely prefer you to come to my Discord so that I can see the questions and I will address it to you as and when I'm free, alright? Because I don't really see the comments in my YouTubes every single time, right? Okay, so at a glance, what do we have? Please ignore the minion, I'm just trying out some GIF stuffs. Okay, so we have a good amount of ES, alright. 5.7k is at level 95. So within level 95 to 100, there is two paths that you can go. You can basically take more damage, or you can take more energy shield, alright. I'll leave that later when I introduce the POB, okay? And next, we have a good physical damage reduction and resistance. Yes, we are not going evasion this time round. I have managed to squeeze in determination and our granite flask so that we have a decent amount of defensive layers. So as you can see, we have 85% physical damage reduction and 25k armor. Okay, and our resistance are all capped, including chaos resistance, okay? Next, we have very fast movement speed, alright? This is 173% we are talking about right here. This is, of course, not including channeling cyclone. So if we are channeling cyclone, we have about 100 or 120%. I can't remember exactly the numbers. But yes, you can see that 100 plus 173% base movement speed is really, really fast, alright? Okay, and our highest DPS we can reach, right, for mapping is 8.2 million. Okay, 8.2 million is highest in my POB, alright. There is still some min-maxing that you can do in the POB. I have stated, and I will go through that later. Okay, and what is the estimated cost of this build? So items and equipments, it costs about 40 exalt, alright. I know it is really, really expensive, alright. And most of the cost, right, I can tell you comes from both the unique jewels, alright. Unnatural instinct itself is already 10 exalts. That's crazy. That's like 1/4 of the build cost. Okay, and then the second one comes from the combinations of the Awakener's Orb. So stuff like your helmet and your boots, they are Awakener's Orb combined, or you can just buy the pre-made one, and they cost about 10 exalts or so. The rest, I have tried to minimize all the costs and balance it so that I do not want to reach a total cost of more than 50 exalts plus, but unfortunately, I can't. This is the best I can do, alright? I'm trying to balance out what is needed and what is not needed. Okay, so skill gems is 12 exalts. Our Awakened CoC gem is pretty cheap this league. It costs about 1 exalt only. It is not ridiculous. I think because of the changes to the rare monsters, there are a lot of restrictions to CoC this time round. Still not the worst, alright? It is still playable. Trust me, it is still playable when you go on a high budget like this, but you will not get the same old experience as previously. Okay, so yes, skill gems is about 12 exalts. And then if there is any weakness to this build, alright, the main majority weakness to this build is too slow, right? So stuff like if you get maim, if you get hinder, if there are like temporal chains and you're not curse immune, it is bad for this build. This build has to go fast, alright? It has to go really fast. You have to just kill everything along the way, start freezing things. The moment you go slow, right, like when you watch yourself spinning on the spot, alright, spinning on the spot, having a movement speed of like 5% or 10% only, you will probably die to projectiles or range stuff. Okay, this is how this build works, because it is melee range, it is close range, so the main weakness is too slow. Okay, and unfortunately there is nothing that can overcome this. When you get hinder, yes, there are things that can mitigate this, but I feel it's not worth it, so just be careful of this. Okay, and what can this build not do, right? Basically, this is just map mods to avoid, in my own opinion. So first and foremost is definitely cannot leech from monster. This build cannot do this modifier, alright? The moment you cannot leech from monsters, you cannot sustain your mana, your ES and stuff, and literally it is unplayable, alright? Second will be X% maximum player resistance. I think this is like go-to no-brainer for almost every single build. Even like a max cap 90% resistance build, it is very dangerous, alright? It is very dangerous. Do not underestimate those single digit mods that has reduced maximum player resistance. It is very painful when you meet a monster that can one-shot you or deal high amount of elemental damage, alright? And next will be players have X% less recovery rate of life and energy shield. This basically gives us a lot more less leech, alright? I have not shown a POB, but I'm actually taking Ghost River, which is doubling our ES leech. Okay, so if we have like the 60% less recovery rate of life and ES, you can see we are only leeching ES like 500 per second. That is really bad. So in a sense, right, I will need 11 seconds to regenerate my whole full bar of energy shield. That is really long, alright? So this is a no-go. And the fourth one is players have X% reduced effect of non-curse aura. I think this affects like 90% of every single builds out there, okay? Unless you're running a mana build that does not use, probably only use one aura or something like that, then this is fine. But this is no go. And the last one, this is also definitely not applicable, which is players have X% less cooldown recovery rate. Okay, this basically affects how many times we can trigger our Ice Nova when we proc with the Awakened CoC gem. Okay, next up will be the important things to take note. Basically, I just want to emphasize two things. First of all is to get the correct attack speed for your build. Okay, yes, so this is from the POB. You can see under the calculations tab. Okay, but for the sake of emphasizing this, I am just going to show and screenshot it. Okay, so we need to reach as near as 10.07 APS or just 10 APS in short. Okay, if you want to make it simpler. And this is where I get all the attack speed from. Okay, so 14% attack speed on cosplay. This is mandatory, alright? You cannot change it. No matter what it is, you have to get 14% attack speed on your cosplay. And please, this only applies for Ice Nova builds, alright? It is different from my Ice Spear builds, because Ice Spear builds, you have your medium cluster jewels and stuff like that to increase your attack speed. So for Ice Nova builds, you only need to emphasize on all of these items, okay? Next, second will be our 12% attack speed on gloves, okay? 7% attack speed on ring, and 5% attack speed on base jewel. There is two of them, alright? There's two of them. If you can see here, I have written the base jewel, or basically 2-line multiplier plus attack speed, okay? And then we have a total of 21% attack speed on our skill tree, alright. The white words here basically emphasizes all on the skill tree. So 84333, it will give us 21%. And last will be 20% from onslaught. Basically this increased attack speed, right, will be only activated when you get it on kill. It is basically on our boots. And the last but not least, how the overall affecting our attack speed will be 8% action speed from tailwind. We are having this on our boots as well. Okay, and then the next thing will be to get the correct cooldown recovery threshold. Okay, so this is again another important thing. So we total we need a minimum of 52% cooldown recovery. Okay, this is like the base threshold of all high budget CoC builds. Alright, so how do we get 52%? So first of all, we will get 31% from our awakened cast on critical strike jewel. Okay, this is the base, and then we will need another 21%. Okay, so 21% comes from our boots and belt. You will just need a total of 21%. So I give an example over there. You can see that it's like 10% from boots, 11% from belt, or you can get 11% from boost, 10% from belt. Doesn't matter, alright. Just the rest of them total up to 21%. It's fine. Okay, and next I'm gonna address this question issue. Whatever. Like I think most people have always been asking. Alright, what is the difference between Assassin, Occultist, and Inquisitor? Alright, this three is like the debate question everybody always have in mind. Why can't I play Occultist? Why can't I play Inquisitor? Sure, you can play any of them. It is just really up to you. It's up to personal preference. But I'll just give you a breakdown of my own opinion on what are the difference between these three classes. Alright. So first of all, we have Assassin, which is our build right now. Okay. This is just very fast in general because of elusive, because of the increased effect of elusive, and just generally it is very fast. Okay. I think in terms of speed, you cannot compare Assassin versus Occultist or Inquisitor. Assassin will definitely win. Okay, and next, it has a much higher base crit chance, so which means we can cap critical chance a lot more easier. Alright, in the skill tree, basically Assassin has I think it's a 1.5% additional base crit chance when you reach maximum power charge. Alright. And yes, it is easier to generate power charge. When you hit a monster, whether you crit or do not crit, you will gain power charge. Alright, and because we proc so many times, the low percentage chance of getting a power charge does not really matter. You will just gain like maximum power charges just within seconds. Okay, and of course, last but not least, elusive is really awesome. It goes really fast with a chance to avoid all sorts of damage. Okay, and next, Occultist. So what's the difference between Occultist? Occultist in general is just more cold damage and more energy shield with double curse. Alright, Occultist has a lot more higher damage. Okay, a lot more because of the double curse as well. But the downside to it is it has lesser base crit chance. Alright, we do not have the Assassin perk where we have the 1.5 additional base crit chance. So basically you need more items to cap your critical chance. Okay, and it is harder to generate power charge. Basically you need to rely on your power charge on hit skill gem on your cosplay to generate the power charges. Okay, and last but not least, frigid weight is awesome, man. The skill notes from Occultist just gives us chill and freeze immune, give us more cold damage. We freeze monsters every 4 seconds around us, and this part of it is really good. Right, of course there are other parts of the skill tree that is good, but frigid weight is just really one part of it that is really awesome. Okay, and next we have Inquisitor. Alright, so what does Inquisitor do? It basically gives us consecrated ground, and it completely ignores elemental resistance. So you can treat this something like the skeleton mages with flash crafter. Yes, that is exactly the I think it's exactly the same mechanic. So basically it just ignore elemental resistance. It is not 0% elemental resistance. Alright, it just ignores it completely. Okay, technically if you want to count it as 0%, then yes, you can think it that way. Alright. So it has a slightly better crit chance because of its skill tree. It gives there's some critical chance nodes over there, but then you will still need additional items to cap crit chance, because unlike Assassin, it does not have an additional base critical chance. Okay, so it is also the same as Occultist. It is harder to generate power charges, right? You need to rely on the power charge on hit skill gem, and the additional effects of Consecrated Ground gives you a lot of additional recovery, more damage, and also more crit chance if you're going to use Bottle Fate, right? So that is the part about Inquisitor. And all in all, right, I will just say this is a very fast or TLDR breakdown of the three classes. Okay, so Assassin will probably be the easiest to climb. So basically, like, you do not need a mirror budget build or whatsoever to play the Assassin version. Same with the Inquisitor, just that you need to scale slightly higher for the critical chance. And I will say Occultist is the best when you actually have a lot of currency. So yeah, min-maxing stuff, right? Occultist is definitely better because it has more damage, it has more ES. You can reach up to 8 or 9k ES on your CoC with a lot of damage. So it has a lot of survivability and a lot of damage. Alright, but it does not have the speed. And yes, so that is basically what it is. Your Assassin is more on the lower budget. Your Occultist is the highest budget, and the Inquisitor probably is like mid-budget. Okay, I wouldn't say mid-budget, so probably Assassin and Inquisitor has around the same budget range. Right, so that's the difference between the three classes. Okay, and I'm going to go through the POB now. So basically, the first portion will be skill tree. I have different skill trees, so level 90 will be the best where this build comes online, alright? But if you are transiting halfway, you cannot wait to start your CoC or whatsoever, I have a level 80 build where it doesn't really utilize your cluster skill trees. Okay, just barely part of it. So basically over here, and some ES nodes cost 10 points. Alright, you can do that. But 90 is the part where it really comes online. Okay, so yes, I have a 95 skill tree as well, like progression from 5 level onwards, and from level 95 to 100 I have 2 different skill trees. So one will be additional more damage. If you feel you do not have enough damage, then you can go for this tree at the cost of lesser ES. So you can see we have 5.7 ES at this more damage at level 100, or you can go for more ES, which we will have at level 100, 6.2k ES, alright, at the cost of damage. So this is really up to you. Alright, in terms of transiting, it's like I understand some of you always cannot find where are the nodes that from, let's say, level 95 to 100, which are the nodes I need to pump, right? I have now written in the notes over here in the yellow section. Please go and read it. So level 80 to 90, what are the nodes that I take? Level 90 to 95, what are the nodes that I take? So on and so forth for the more damage and the more energy shield ones as well. Alright, okay, so this is the skill gem section. Alright, honestly, there is no changes or nothing different about it. The only difference is the one with the headhunter. Okay, so if you are working your way towards the headhunter, or you already have a headhunter and you want to change or transit into it, you will need to use this instead if you want to calculate your full DPS. Alright, so let me just remove it. You can see we have 8.2k now. I'm just going to disable it, and then enable this. Okay, you can see we have 8.3 million. Alright, it is there. It is still the same. Alright, the only difference is actually awaken counts on crit. You will need a level 6 one. Okay, it is expensive. I'll address it in the notes later. So please take note, if you want to calculate your proper DPS with Headhunter, you just need to enable this. Alright, otherwise just use back the normal 6-link CoC setup. Okay, and next up we have the item section. So first of all, I want to emphasize that the items are mainly already calibrated. The I have two different sections of it. So one is the high budget, of course it is the normal one, and one is with headhunter. So if you have headhunter, what are the items you need to change? Basically only two items. Okay, only two items. I have configured it in such a way you do not need to change your whole entire build. Okay, you only need to change your boots. That is like mandatory. I'm sorry. You need to change your boots to have the elevated modifier of the cooldown recovery rate. Alright. Why is this so? Because if we have a level 6 CoC gem here, right, you can see we have 34% increased cooldown recovery rate, and on the boost we basically only need 18%. Okay, minimum 18%, and 34 plus 18, that will give us 52%, which will just nice hit the threshold of our CDR. Right? And then you can just train your headhunter after that. Right, doesn't matter. Okay, I think, yes, sorry, you will need to use the attribute modifier catalyst. I think it's intrinsic, right? I can't remember. Okay, let me just take a quick look. I really can't remember. I'm sorry. Yes, it's intrinsic. Okay, intrinsic. Right, so use the intrinsic catalyst so that we can have the sufficient attributes to run the build. Alright, other than that, yeah, it's just these two items, and be sure to change them accordingly. Otherwise, for our normal one, we're just going to use the non-elevated CDR boots and a normal crystal belt for more ES. Okay, and the next thing you can change here is probably the 5th flask, which is your bottle fate. If you are not getting the bottle fate first, you can just use a normal sulfur flask with immunity to poison. I think you can change this to whatever you want, but I think the more effective one will be immunity to poison, because we are not CI, we will still take chaos damage. Alright, and when we meet lots of like poison puddles, pools or whatever, it can be quite scary. So sulfur flask with a poison immunity will be the best. Otherwise the rest just follow suit. Okay, and for our jewels, you will definitely need one jewel with anti-corrupted blood. Right, so corrupted blood cannot be inflicted on you. You can buy this with a 2 crit multiplier line, 1 crit multiplier line, whatever you want, depends on your budget. Okay, and next will be the watcher side. On the watcher side, you will definitely need the percentage to critical strike chance while affected by hatred. This is the most important. Alright, minimum 1.6. You will definitely need this. Please no less than that. If you actually get less than 1.6, please use the divine orb to roll it. Okay, right. And the last part I want to address will be the notes section. So I have written a bunch of things to take note in the green color section, whatever, yeah, right? Here you can see it. So first of all, if you need to take ES as slide radius, you need to replace blast radius with it. So what is blast radius? Blast radius is literally this node here that's affected by threat of hope. So how to do? Just press this. Oh wait, let me just take the level 95 nodes. Okay, so remove this, take this. Alright, increase light radius. So if you are doing dark maps, right, I know some of you don't like really dark areas, you want to brighten things up. This is how you can change it. Alright, and next, like I mentioned, the build really comes online only at level 90 onwards. Alright, level 80 you are not seeing a lot of things. There is still a lot of damage reduction going on when you are at level 80. So let me just click the level 80. Yes, the damage is still there. So you probably have 6.8k damage. Alright, it is still workable, definitely, but I will say it is best at level, level 80. Alright, so level 80 you have about 5.6 DPS. Yes, you are still able to play and stuff like that. You have about 4, let me change it to level 80. So you have about 4.8k. Yes, not the best, but still playable, definitely. So yes, if you want to transit, you can transit at that point. Okay, and third, if you are starting this as a new character and need a leveling guide, right, I would suggest you check out my low budget CoC video for it. I do not have the link over here. Yeah, I'll probably put it in the description below if you want. And fourth, you can transit into the low life CoC for this build after purchasing the 14th item. What is this 14th item? Basically, you follow my Google spreadsheet, like the buy list in the order to buy of the items. Alright, so it is just over here. Let me show you a quick one. Let me just bring this over. Yes, so this is basically the Google spreadsheet for it. Alright, you can see over here in column C, I have this order of items to buy. Alright, so all the way until the 14th item basically is required for you to transit into low life CoC. Okay, they are important stuff. And then make sure you get energy shield and resistance on all your other equipments and be at least level 80. Okay, so this is kind of like mandatory if you want to play early on. Yes, and please definitely get ES and resistance. I don't want you guys to come asking me like, I already transit into this low life CoC, why is my ES so low? Why do I not have enough resistance and stuff like that? I think this is like literally the bread and butter of every single build. You need to have a good effective life and cap at least your fire, cold and lightning resistance, alright, to start playing any build. Okay, and fifth, running linear narrow maps is the best for these builds. Alright, I will showcase this right after I have gone through the notes. So example will be like Crimson Temple, Toxic Silver, Atoll, Tower, maps like this that have a very narrow pathway or route, right? It is the best because Ice Nova literally just fits in this whole narrow way and you just kill everything along the way. You don't need to like river left and right. No need. Just go straight. That's the best. Okay, and why inspired learning does not fit in the CoC build anymore is because it is bad that now it only steals one modifier, and with the changes to Arch Nemesis rare monsters, the modifiers are not as good anymore. Okay, so probably let's say you have a rare monster that has 3 modifier. Out of the 3, only one is good. Let's say like Soul Eater or Haze or something like that. The rest are more or less like tanky mods, and they will not be as good as previously where almost every single mod is useful. Alright, so moreover, right, you are only stealing 1 out of the 3 modifier, so that's not good. So I feel only inspired learning is good, right, if you can fit in 3 inspired learning. I know that sounds crazy, okay? That sounds crazy, but this is what it is. If you cannot fit 3 inspired learning, then don't bother. Okay, number 7 will be Headhunter and Shrines will definitely affect your attack speed, but it doesn't matter because it buffs every other aspects of your DPS and speed as well. Don't be too bothered about it, right? Like taking Acceleration Shrine or getting a haste buff for Headhunter. Technically, yes, it screws up your APS, it screws up your attack speed, but you will be stronger by taking all these buffs. Okay. And number 8, basically the build is definitely tankier than the Evasion CoC build. Alright, this is definitely for sure. We all know that Evasion basically sucks. Okay, Evasion basically sucks. But please do not underestimate things, alright? Always clear your surrounding before looting any items. You do not want to die randomly just by looting one item when there are monsters around you. Okay, you still will die to stuffs like Mana Siphon. Sometimes when you blink in or you frost blink or whatsoever, you happen to step into the range of Mana Siphon and you do not have mana and the mobs just jump on you and you will die. Okay, and also Arcane Buffer, if the rare monsters are very tanky and you experience Arcane Buffer, you also still will die because you don't kill fast enough. Okay, Corruptor is another thing that will affect this build, so it reduces ES leech. Ignite will also affect, but if you are leeching fast enough, it should be fine. Okay, so all in all, just be careful. Right, number 9. So the upgrade cost into the Headhunter version is very steep. Like I mentioned earlier, it is steep. So it costs about 100x. Okay, because of the recent changes to Headhunter, the price has increased. I'm not sure exactly how much is it now. I'm just going to label it as 70x, but okay, in my opinion, right, it is still worth it. It is worth it. It is very fun if you can reach this stage because Headhunter literally just absorbs every single mod into you and turn it into an aura based modifier. Alright, so when you're playing with your friends, it's also very fun. But just that, like I mentioned, it is very steep. Headhunter is 70x. Level 6 Awakened CoC is 15x. And then your elevated CDR boots, right, at least 18% cooldown recovery is also around 15x. Okay, you can try and do this yourself. Otherwise, if you do not want the hassle, this is like roughly the base price of it. Okay, So number 10, there are still many ways to min-max this build. I will say that this is actually more than enough for mapping, but if you want to go greedy or you just want to have more DPS, you know, maybe fit in the chart of POE Ninja or something, I don't know if that was your intention, then you can do so, right? But all in all, this build is not meant to do bosses. It is a mapper, alright? You can, but it will be harder than CoC Ice Spear, because in general, Ice Nova is more of a mapper and Ice Spear is more of a bosser, like more towards single target. Okay, so what are some of the items that I can upgrade? I have written here as well. You can see the base jewel, you can just go for more critical multiplier lines. You can go for 3 crit lines and 1 attack speed. I have seen some, but it's quite expensive. And then next you have chevrons wrapping. You can corrupt them with a +1 socketed gem or increase damage. Watcher's Eye, you can have double or triple modifier. That will be very, very expensive, okay? And Militant Fate, you can have one with elemental resistance. This is mandatory. Plus elemental damage or area damage. Okay, Bottle Fate, swap out with your Sulfur Flask. I think you'll just get this sooner or later. Bottle Fate costs about 4x only. Okay, and Ice Nova, you can purchase the level 21 and quality 20 Anomalous Ice Nova, alright? Anomalous basically deals more damage. Awaken added cold damage at level 6. And then the last one will be Eldritch Influence mod on gloves. You can use a higher tier Eldritch currency on your gloves, alright? If you see over here, my gloves, here. So Searing Exarch item, Eater World item, right? I have 50% chance to unnerve enemies for 4 seconds or hit. This is any enemy, okay? Including rare, unique boss or whatsoever. And I have a 10% increase effect of your marks. So you can use the exceptional ones or the grand ones for Eldritch currency if you have the money. Alright, and last one. This is something that I have realized or experienced while playing this build. So if you are farming the Searing Exarch altar, right, I would suggest to change your Pantheon from Soul of Yugu to Soul of Aberrath. So what does Soul of Aberrath do? It basically gives you less duration ignite on you. The main thing is unaffected by Burning Ground. Okay, so if you didn't know, right, from the start, basically in our skills, what I am using in my Prism Guardian is I'm basically using Purity of Elements. So you are basically immune to all elemental ailments, alright? But Burning Ground is not an elemental ailment. So that is why I suggest you take Soul of Aberrath if you are farming for the Searing Exarch altar. Alright, because the Burning Ground is actually very, very painful. You will not know, or you will not even see coming that your ES will drop very, very fast. Okay, so take this if you are farming that. Otherwise, just go for Yugo and we will be 100% curse immune at maybe level 96. Alright, so that's it for the notes. If you have any questions, you can always just come into my Discord and ask. I would appreciate that much more than leaving your comments in YouTube. And that's all. Yeah, enjoy spinning. I'll just showcase some of my runs right now. And guys, this will be the all favorite Crimson Temple map. We have a Delirium. Okay, so you can see how it feels with a Delirium mirror. Like I mentioned before in my videos, that the Crimson Temple isn't really one of the... Oh my god, I nearly died. That was scary. Okay, I think this has... Is this a Beyond map? Let me just take all the stars. Clear it, clear it. Remember to always clear it before you loot anything, okay? Like, this build is slightly tankier, but it doesn't mean you won't die. Should I have... I should have gone to the other side first. Is it the end? No, it's not the end. You can see I'm just trying to clear as much as I can, and oh my god, scary. Yeah, the clear is really very fast, even in delirium. Oh, no time. Never mind, I'll just let it end. Yep, I'll just let it end. Okay, anything good? Explode. Okay, let's just clear up the map and go to the boss. Yeah, you can see we clear the map very fast, even for Crimson Temple. Like, even though I did not manage to do the delirium all the way to the end, probably cause not enough contents. Oh my god, I nearly died again. The fire is very pain. But yeah, you can just roughly see how fast it is as compared to my previous minion builds. And nice thing is it freezes almost everyone. Right, so that's it for Crimson Temple. Okay guys, this will be a tower map run showcase. Okay, and for this run, I am currently doing the Searing Exarch instead of the usual Atoll worlds. No particular reason, I'm just trying to complete the achievement as well. But I think generally the Atoll world should be the better choice if you want to farm more stuffs. Okay, as you can see, it's really fast. Tower is probably like one of the best map, I would say, for this build, because the corridors and the pathways are very linear. Okay, nothing. Yeah, we're already on the 3rd floor. So you can see it clears pretty fast. Yeah, usually you just slide through everything. Right, cause there's only one way here. Oh my god, this I think this essence is hard. Oh no. Do remember to clear the area first, okay, before you loot anything. Even though it's slightly tankier, you still might die. There's a... Oh, got speed shrine. Alright, let's go. Yeah, with speed shrine, this build is insanely fast, okay? That is why now I do not have the headhunter, but with headhunter I am pretty sure it will go even faster. Yeah, it's quite crazy. There we go, already got the boss. Okay, so remember, when you are the boss, just open up a portal just in case you die. This build is not extremely tanky, it has defenses, but it is not the best either. Okay, kill the boss, loot, get out. Alright, that's for tower map. Yo, so this will be our Atoll map showcase. Right, I did mention that a very narrow linear map will be best for this build, right? So Atoll is actually one of them as well. Let me just clear this up. And it's also not bad because you can just go towards the right side and kill off the boss first, right? See, everything just dies by going straight. You do not have to like weaver in left or right side. So I am not 100% cursed immune yet. I am affected slightly by temporal chains, but it's still fine. Right, so we clear the boss, then just go back and clear the rest of the map. Oh, we have 2 Harbinger this map. Yeah, the only exception is probably the top part of Atoll, which is like here, what I'm doing. It's just slightly bigger at the middle. Otherwise, you can see now I'm just going straight. I'm just walking through the path and spinning. But it's really easy because Ice Nova radius just covers the whole entire pathway. Oh, I think I missed this one out. Follow up and then just go back to the middle, go up, and we will finish our map. Oh wow. Will I die? Nope. Yep, here we go. So just go up, finish the map. And we're done. That's how easy it is for Atoll. Alright. Okay guys, and this is the Tropical Island map run. So unfortunately we don't have a delirium here. I can't show you that. Oh, we got a delirium map. So comparing Tropical Island to all the other linear maps, right, I would say those that is very narrow will be the best for this build. So stuff like Crimson Temple, what else is there? Tower, Toxic Sewers, yeah, like all these kind of maps that has a very narrow walkway or pathway are the best for this build. But it is still okay, like you can see now I'm still doing quite fine, just that I am not always going straight, right? I have to turn left and right because it's a bit kind of wide. Wait, what? It's locked? Why is it locked? Oh, he's here. Okay. And if you've seen my previous 2 map runs, Crimson Temple and what's the other? The Tower map run, right? You can see almost like every map, like just L and go, we're gonna take about 3 minutes or so only. Oop. Cast Firestorm. Yeah, if the shrine, right, it is really quite it just boosts your speed quite crazy, like as if you are having the old headhunter. Yes, it does screw up your APS a bit, but I honestly think it doesn't matter, because when you take all the shrine, you have a lot of power already. Right, so that's for Tropical Island. Okay, that comes to the end of this video. So if you have any questions, do join the Discord and I will try to answer your questions. And if you like my video, do remember to hit the like and subscribe button. I will see you in the next one. Bye!